A ship prefix is a combination of letters, usually abbreviations, used in front of the name of a civilian or naval ship that has historically served numerous purposes, such as identifying the vessel's mode of propulsion, purpose, or ownership, nationality. In the modern environment, prefixes are used inconsistently in civilian service. However, in government service, the vessel's prefix is seldom missing due to government regulations dictating a certain prefix be present. Today the common practice is to use a single prefix for all warships of a nation's navy, and other prefixes for auxiliaries and ships of allied services, such as coast guards. For example, the modern Navy of Japan adopts the prefix JS, Japanese ship. However, not all navies used prefixes. This includes the significant navies of China, France, Russia and Spain, which like France uses the NATO designation SPS if needed. Historically, prefixes for civilian vessels often identified the vessel's mode of propulsion, such as SS. Alternatively, they might have reflected a vessel's purpose, e.g., RMS or RV. These days, general civilian prefixes are used inconsistently, and frequently not at all, in terms of abbreviations that may reflect a vessel's purpose or function. Technology has introduced a broad variety of differently named vessels onto the world's oceans, such as LPGC. In many cases though, these abbreviations are used for purely formal, legal identification and are not used colloquially or in the daily working environment. In terms of vessels used by nations' armed services, prefixes primarily reflect ownership, but may also indicate a vessel's type or purpose as a subset. Historically, the most significant navy was Britain's Royal Navy, which has usually used the prefix HMS, standing for His, Her Majesty's ship. The Royal Navy also adopted nomenclature that reflected a vessel's type or purpose, e.g. hum sloop. Commonwealth navies adopted a variation, with, for example, HMAS, HMCS, and HMNZS pertaining to Australia, Canada, and New Zealand respectively. In the early days of the United States Navy, abbreviations often included the type of vessel, for instance, USF. But this method was abandoned by President Theodore Roosevelt's Executive Order No. 549 of 1907, which made United States ship the standard signifier for USN ships on active commission service. In the United States Navy, that prefix officially only applies while the ship is in active commission, with only the name used before or after a period of commission and for all vessels in service, rather than commissioned status. However, not all navies used prefixes. This includes the significant navies of China, France and Russia. From the 20th century onwards, most navies identify ships by letters or hull numbers or a combination of such. These identification codes were, and still are, painted on the side of the ship. Each navy has its own system. The United States Navy uses hull classification symbols, and the Royal Navy and other navies of Europe and the Commonwealth use pennant numbers. These tables list both current and historical prefixes known to have been used. These prefixes are generally used for merchant vessels of any nationality. LNS Lithuanian ship Ratna Monarika Vodski Yugoslavije RMVJ 1992-2003. The designations for United Kingdom ships applied at the time of the British Empire, before the establishment of separate navies for the dominions. In the Royal Netherlands Navy, HNLMS is the prefix in English, a translation of the Dutch original, HR, EMS, or ZR, EMS. Quote, HR, EMS, should preferably not be used in English language documents. Nevertheless, it is often seen on the World Wide Web, until the moment a Dutch naval ship officially enters active service in the fleet. The ship's name is used without the prefix. Since King Willem-Alexander succeeded Queen Beatrix on 30 April 2013, HR, EMS is replaced by ZR, EMS. In Australia, the prefix NUSHIP is used to denote ships that have yet to be commissioned into the fleet. In the United States, all prefixes other than USS, USNS, USNV, and USRC were made obsolete in 1901. When President Theodore Roosevelt issued an executive order fixing American naval nomenclature, USRC was replaced by USCGC when the Revenue Cutter Service merged with the United States Lifesaving Service to become the United States Coast Guard in 1915. USLHT also was replaced by USCGC when the United States Lighthouse Service became a part of the U.S. Coast Guard in 1939. USC&GS was replaced by NOAAS when the United States Coast and Geodetic Survey merged with other U.S. government scientific agencies to form the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1970. USFC was replaced by USFS when the United States Commission on Fish and Fisheries was reorganized as the U.S. Bureau of Fisheries in 1903, and USFS in turn was replaced in 1940 by USFWS when the Bureau of Fisheries merged with the United States Department of the Ent.